Okay, so as I promised, I was going to do a review of Sinners and how it portrays the black men in the film and how the masculinity is portrayed. I want to start by saying, A, y'all need to go see this movie in theaters. Y'all really need to pay money to see this movie in theaters. See it on the biggest screen you possibly can. It is an incredible experience. Just going to throw that out there now. Shout out to Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan for putting out this incredible experience. And thank you, Ryan Coogler, for basically confirming that you wanted to revitalize the movie going experience. Bruh, in my opinion, you did an A plus job. We need more films like this in theaters. Excuse me. So, without that being said, the masculinity portrayed in the film, in my opinion, is fantastic. I definitely love the way Michael B. Jordan has really not really played any stereotypical characters, but has played characters that have their own like image to them. There was some dialogue in this movie from people in general where I was like, did they talk like this in 1932? Because if so, then okay. But if not, then like, okay, Ryan Coogler might have missed the mark a little bit on the dialogue. But for the most part, the portrayal of black men in this film, I love it. We have a black man who's a pastor. We have a black man who plays music. A couple black men who play music. Black man with a wife who's working on the plantation to make ends meet. In 1932 Louisiana during the Jim Crow era, and we have two brothers where it's not played up like they're heroes. Nobody seems to treat them like they are, but people still know who they are. And what happens is the movie opens up with two brothers. They are coming back down home to Louisiana after living in Chicago for 7 years, working with Al Capone. There really isn't any like scenes or anything. It's just mentioned in passing. So the brothers were gangsters for a while, or hitmen, or whatever they were, and it's definitely post World War I era too. So I think maybe one of them or two of them are both soldiers in World War I or something. But they're definitely stated as one of the brothers being a soldier. And never at a time did I ever feel like I was misrepresented in this film in a way that made me feel like they were trying to sabotage the black male image. It seems like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan together have this way of trying to portray black men in a positive light, even in negative situations. And I'll start that off with like Fruitvale Station. Like, I'm not saying Oscar Grant was like a positive image, but I'm saying Oscar Grant was not a stereotype. Then you go into the Creed film, and Donnie is a smart dude. Donnie is a dedicated dude. Donnie clearly is successful, but he wants to box. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Then you fast forward to Black Panther, where he plays Killmonger, who we find out he went to MIT at 19, was a ghost soldier, but he had a lot of trauma and turmoil in his heart and hate for his own nation. Man, what's the fourth one? Fruitville, then Wakanda Forever, but that's a one scene thing. And then you get movies like Creed 3, which is directed by Michael B. Jordan, and it was so great to see like a positive black family on the cinema. So my point is that Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler are desperately trying to fix the black male image. And I would like to see that more from other black men, like John David Washington has been trying as well. We're seeing a little bit of a shift here for the image of black men in film. I mentioned this in my last video about the movie. I'm mentioning it this one too. I'm starting to get this nice sense of change with like Black Klansman, The Creator, Tenet, all John David Washington, the Creed movies, this film, such things like that. We're starting to get a different feel for black men in movies nowadays, and I'm starting to love that. I'm starting to absolutely love that. But yeah, we've got a interesting set of movies. Like, obviously, there are some things in this film black women and black men alike will probably complain about. Like, oh well, back in the 1920s, even black men were sleeping with white women and this, that, and the third. But it was definitely not played up like a good thing. But it was definitely played up as something that happens, but they couldn't really be together. And it's like, I know black people are going to come out of this movie and saying stuff like that, but in all honesty, in context of the story and how things went back then, yeah, there were black women, men who slept with white women. We're not going to sit here and act like they didn't do it. Um, but for the most part, The film did a really good job of not having a overly toxically masculine or pseudo masculine archetype or a bunch of I'm just going to do what I got to do just to do it. It seems like the two brothers specifically are the main forces of masculinity. You have Michael B. Jordan playing two twins. One twin is definitely more of a no nonsense, get to the bag type of twin so we can have it together. Then you have another twin who's just down for the same shit, but nowhere near, is a little more laid back. And it was interesting because neither one felt like they didn't work together. Neither one felt like they had the same personality. Neither one felt like a cardboard cutout. Both different brothers felt like their own characters, their own personalities, their own image, and that was great. Then you had the character, the cousin, who plays the banjo, plays music, really good blues player, really well spoken. His dad is a pastor, dad's in his life, but they live on a plantation in Louisiana during Jim Crow. So what can we do with that, right? Um, the old head, Delver Linda, I can't remember his name. But he's a great positive, like just older black man in the room type thing, like the wise old black man who was hot back in the day, but now he's here and he's talented. He can play music. He done seen some lynchings take place. He done been through the worst of the worst. So we get a nice little experience of what it was like from different perspectives of black men during the Jim Crow era that Ryan Coogler does not throw punches on. He does not throw punches on it. You get some backstories, you get some stories, you get some situations, and it is exactly what it should be. The experience is something to be remembered. I definitely recommend black men specifically go see this movie. I want black people to see the film, but black men should be lining up in droves to support Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. Black men should be lining up in droves to support our image being better portrayed in media than what we've gotten for the last 30 years. That is a fact. Seems like the brothers was just trying to do their thing to survive, which I get, especially back in Jim Crow era. We had to. We had to do to survive. And I will say the movie definitely does a good job of representing black people's impact in music and explaining how music would not be the same without us, black men and black women. It is a beautiful homage to cinema and that cinematic experience, but it's just so many cultural relevancies, so many moments, so many stories in just in one 2 hour, 17-minute film that just can't be ignored. Ryan Coogler is a storyteller. He is a storyteller. He is a great director. I would love for him to be nominated for Best Picture. I would love for him to be nominated for Best Director, but he's definitely going to get nominated for cinematography, sound, um, design, costumes. Like the film is incredible. Wanting to go into certain things, like the boys clearly have the abusive father stereotype, though. That is something that's sad but not uncommon back then was the abusive, stressed out black dad stereotype. And I'm not gonna go too deep into. I don't want to spoil it, but that's just something that's mentioned. Haley Steinfeld's character is interesting because y'all know Haley Steinfeld's part black, right? And in the movie, her character's grandfather is half black, and that's actually the case in real life, where her mom's dad is half black, and then her mom's dad is half black in this film. So it's nice that they kind of like use that. They like pulled in certain elements, and it's good that they represented her as a biracial girl instead of just being white, because most things she's in, she's just a white girl. But in this movie, they allowed her to be a biracial person. So there's a little nice little thank you there from Ryan Coogler. But that was pretty much all I had to say on the film. I mean, there's probably people who can go to the deeper, but my representation feels well represented. I think the black masculinity in this film is something we need way more often than what we've been getting. And I will definitely say again, go see this movie and support the film. With that being said, y'all tuned in with the Black Intellectual. If you made it this far, let me know how y'all feel in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.